The following podcast contains strong language and frank discussions of violence. Listener discretion is advised.
Well. Here we find ourselves again.
Back again.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
For episode 30.
Episode 30. That's a big one, guys. That is a big ep. You know? Who would have thought that we would have made it this far?
Certainly not I.
Nor I.
We believed in ourselves, you guys.
We have so much confidence, you guys. It's a little sickening how much confidence we have.
It borders on arrogance, some would say.
Some might say. Michael's quite arrogant, and I am desperate for validation. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
I think you know this about me, but I used to be obsessed with the UFC.
Yes.
Obsessed. I used to watch it every single day. If I wasn't watching something live or going out to a bar, I was watching an old DVD. I know. Nerdy. I get it. But
peak athleticism these days.
I haven't really been into it the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But something caught my attention. Do you know of a little fighter called Cain Velasquez?
I sure do. 2-time
former heavyweight UFC champion. Back in February, he found out that this POS named Harry Goulart Jr., who...
POS meaning piece of shit, not point of sale.
Yes, not the point of sale register where you may work.
Yes.
Piece of shit.
Yes.
Who worked and lived at a child care facility.
Lived at a child care
Yes,
facility.
because I believe his mother owns the facility. It's sort of like one of those in-house ones,
Yes.
so he lives there. Cain Velasquez found out that this man inappropriately touched his son. And decided to take matters into his own hands.
Do something about it.
Yeah, he did a little something about it.
Frontier justice.
Yes. So back in February, he decided to take his Ford F-150. No, sorry, his Ford F-250.
I was going to say a 150 seems small for
250.
For
sorry,
a man of his
I'm not big on cars and stuff. But his Ford F-250, and he decided to go on an 11-mile high-speed chase through San Jose, and sideswipe into his vehicle and shot a handgun into the car several times, hitting Goulart's stepfather, and I believe him as well. Ended up in the hospital. He's okay now. Here's the thing. Velasquez gets held without bail. This other piece of shit,
or POS,
who has something like 11 prior counts of like inappropriate and lewd behaviors with children as well, gets let out on bail. Okay. Now, Cain Velasquez, I wouldn't fuck with him.
No.
And
certainly not.
I'm 1,000% here for that type of justice. Hey, I don't come at me with some bullshit, Mike. If you mess with a child, you get what's coming to you. Sorry. As evidenced by the fact that this guy, I'm screaming now. I'm screaming. I'm backing up.
I preemptively dropped the volume on your mic when you started this story.
He already has priors.
Yeah.
Yet he's still allowed to be around children. Yet he's out on bail. The system, once again, everybody, has failed the children of the world, okay? Yeah. And if you have to ram your fucking car into the side of their vehicle and then start, Texas style shooting them up like it's the Wild fucking West, I say go for it. I'm here for it. I'm sorry. I'm here for it because the system doesn't work.
It strikes me as peculiar that sex offenders register in the area where they live. They have to tell people, and they're not allowed to live within certain distances of certain places.
Right.
Yet he lives in the actual location of a daycare.
Mike, it's
Did
beyond
any
the
of
pale.
the parents?
It's beyond the pale, Michael. And
obviously, his mother knew about that and allowed him to live there anyway. But did any of her clients know? Did she tell any of them?
I mean, you have to know your son's been arrested for this.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to know, right?
Yeah.
If you're close enough for him to be able to live with you because he probably has no other place to go.
Right.
Okay, so you're allowing this? What did you think? Oh, he learned his lesson, or like, what's her fucking excuse?
I'm not taking.
His wife should go over there and beat the shit out of the mother. Well, she's probably older, so God forbid, then she'll end up in jail for friggin' elder abuse. But like,
she's an accomplice at that point.
I mean, yes.
If she's not alerting the parents, because I don't think.
Never mind alerting the parents. You don't have him there.
No,
or
absolutely.
you don't run a daycare. You don't
right.
just go, hey guys, I just wanted to let you know, my son just got out of jail for like messing with a child, and he's going to be staying here, but I wanted to alert you as to the situation so that you're now made aware, and everybody can say that they knew about it. But I don't think anything's going to happen. I'm sure it was just 11 one-offs. It's fine.
No.
I mean, what?
Obviously, none of it should happen, but she's an accomplice now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes. So, and Velasquez is sitting in jail. He's sitting in jail. He has zero priors, no physical, assault offenses or anything like that. I mean, he hasn't ever harmed anyone outside of in the ring, which is a controlled environment. That's his job.
And it's consensual.
And it's a consensual. Yes, let's beat the shit out of each other. Best man wins. You know what I mean? And yet this guy's out on bail? Are you fucking joking?
I mean, it probably doesn't help that his last name is Velasquez.
I mean, he famously has a brown pride tattoo across his chest, and I'm here for all of it. Ram your car into him again. Now, is it unfortunate that Goulart's stepdad got hit? Yeah, but hey, the company you keep. So, I mean, I have nothing else to say about it other than go Cain Velasquez, #free Cain Velasquez. Because if it happened to my child, you bet your ass I'd be doing the same thing. As would all of us, I think.
Yeah, it's surprising that one of the prior 10 or 11, I don't know if this was the 11th or the 12th.
It's surprising that more people don't just do that on the right. Like, we don't hear stories like this every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't count on the systems that are in place.
Well, that is a perfect segue into this week's story.
Oh, well, I do my best.
Which is all about the system not working.
Oh, no.
Now, I came across this story because a viewer of the Majority Report, which is it's a YouTube political commentary show, a viewer called into that show to alert them to this story, which is then how I learned about it and then started looking into it and went to the article that the caller referenced. And when I came across that information, I was flabbergasted at the story that I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
To the point where I told you last week, if Nancy Grace does an episode about this, if you see news articles about Johnson City, Tennessee, avoid them because I'm going to tell you this story.
Okay. And I haven't heard anything about it.
In the intervening week, I have not seen anything pop into my normal feeds where I obviously am plugged into this for obvious reasons. I haven't seen anything about this.
Okay.
So hopefully this, in our own small way, brings a little more light to this story because...
Well, now I'm like...
It is out of control.
On the edge of my seat, which is my battered old couch.
This is the story of Kateri Dahl versus the Johnson City Police Department.
Oh, no. Well, it's already going to be a fuck show.
This is a breaking story, so I don't have all of the details, but what we do know and what has been alleged will make your blood boil in ways that few of the stories we've discussed before have.
Come on. Don't come on, because my blood is constantly at a boiling, like a rapid boil. And I need to simmer down.
I've turned the volume down on your track.
Okay.
On June 23rd, 2022, former Special Assistant U.S. Attorney Kateri Dahl filed a suit against the city of Johnson City, Tennessee, and the Johnson City Police Department. She is seeking an unspecified amount in damages and court and attorney fees.
Don't. I can already guess where this is going. I don't even want to guess. Yeah, I'm telling. If has she been sexually assaulted by one of these people? You know what? Just go ahead, because I'm already preemptively imagining what I can only picture as a horror show for this lady, and the cops aren't going to do shit about it because one of their own, I'm going to fucking lose it, and I'm already on the edge. Go.
The suit stems from Dahl's allegation that her rights were violated after being fired. Well, not having her contract renewed, but we'll get to that. The firing happened as she was pressing for an investigation into a local business owner who had been accused of raping multiple women.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Dahl's suit also alleges that the chief of Johnson City Police, Carl Turner, manufactured false complaints regarding her job performance as cover to fire her as she looked more and more into the rape allegations.
So what? He's friends with this guy? Because if you're the chief... is he the chief, you said?
Yep.
The chief of FKN Police... Mm-hmm. Then if somebody said, hey, the guy who runs Saul's Cleaners is secretly taking customers in the back, alleging that he's going to show them something wrong with their laundry, and he's fucking raping these ladies, mm-hmm. and don't you want to do something about it? And he'd be like, hell yes, I do. I'm the goddamn chief of goddamn police around here, and I'm going to goddamn solve this and put this goddamn son of a bitch into prison. But so why is he sidestepping this? Is he friends with this guy?
And lying.
Is he related to this guy?
Well,
does he have a share in the business? Like, what's going on?
Dahl even goes so far as to assert that Turner might have been protecting the business owner from prosecution because of a potential connection with the police department, or at the very least, to cover up their incompetence at investigating the man. She also accuses the department of botching the man's arrest warrant when a federal warrant was issued.
No.
So they wouldn't do shit. The feds issued a warrant.
They fucked it up.
But because of the charge, I'll explain all of this.
Great.
But it's wild.
Cool.
So let's recap before we go further. Failure to investigate rape and other claims.
Right.
Potentially due to a connection between the accused and the department.
Quite obvious.
Botching an arrest attempt and the firing of a U.S. attorney under false pretenses. That's where we're starting
Already a shit show.
Now let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Attorney Dahl was hired in September 2019 via an agreement between the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Johnson City Police Department, and the county to focus on prosecuting violent firearm and drug trafficking crimes.
I mean, it's every crime under the sun so far.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
That she's brought in. Just, is it a gun trial? Okay, I'll prosecute that one. Is it drugs? I'll prosecute that one. Murder, not her purview.
Is it multiple rapes of women in the area?
Also not her purview, technically.
Okay, but so what?
But hold on, we'll get there. One of the cases that Dahl ended up with is the man at the center of the lawsuit, known for now as Robert Vaux. His real name has been redacted from the lawsuit.
Why?
Since all of the allegations against him are only allegations at this point.
Okay, but they release names of peoples of interest, right? Yeah, persons of interest.
They tend to, but because this is a lawsuit not about him, he's at the center of it. He's the impetus for all of the actions.
Who does he know?
Yeah. Dahl gathered, quote, substantial evidence that Vaux was dealing drugs and had been credibly accused of raping multiple women and possibly causing the death of one.
Come on.
Her investigation into Vaux started on November 13th, 2020, after a JCPD detective named Thomas Sparks asked her to review a case of a felon in possession of ammunition.
So this was 2 years ago. She's already getting complaints about this guy and is looking into him. So for 2 years, she's been working on this.
Yeah. This was sort of a strange request because an ammunition charge wouldn't be brought by a U.S. attorney because it brings minimal prison time compared to something like a felon in possession of a firearm.
Okay.
But we need to unpack this whole thing because he's already a felon. He's known to police. He has convictions. For what, it's still not 100% clear because his name's been redacted.
Okay,
so we can't
it shouldn't
do
matter.
diligence.
I mean,
right. It doesn't matter at all. But the fact that he's known to police and has served time and is a convicted felon.
You would think that at the very least it would be a violation of his parole / probation.
Right. So that's why having ammunition he shouldn't have had. But like, why are you bringing this to them when if he had a gun, it's a much more problematic charge for him to face than just having some bullets.
Right.
The ammunition charge came out of Vaux being investigated for attempted murder after a woman fell out of a window from his 5th floor condo in September 2020.
Oh, no.
The woman did survive,
Oh, crap.
which gave police all the cover they needed to say that they did not suspect foul play.
What? So he chucked her out of a window just because she didn't die doesn't mean that he didn't chuck her out the window. What did she say? Oh, she's probably fucking terrified, so she's not going to say shit. She's going to say, I was looking over at the, leaning over, looking at the propellers, and I almost fell out the window. Like, okay, Rose from Titanic, let's go. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's no foul play, despite the guy being a known felon, known drug dealer, and a previously accused rapist. Multiple
Horseshit.
times. Yeah.
Horseshit.
Vo had previously been named in 2 police reports accusing him of sexual assault, and Detective Sparks told Dahl that there were unproven, albeit substantial, rumors that Vo was trafficking cocaine.
Okay, but the sexual assaults, I would imagine, did they do a sexual assault rape kit?
Stand by for that.
Oh, no.
While searching the condo, after the woman fell from the window, police found a list with 23 names on Vo's nightstand with, quote, raped written at the top of the page.
What? What?
Yes.
He kept track?
Yep.
He's keeping track?
Yep.
And what, she found it and then he chucked her out the fucking window?
Maybe.
Are you kidding me?
But the police have this list.
What are they going to say? It's not a crime to write it down? Maybe he was just fantasizing? Or...
Oh, stand by.
Oh, get away from me.
Dahl wasn't that interested in the ammunition charge, but everything else she was seeing was very worth pursuing.
Well, yes, quite worrisome, Michael.
She agreed to take the case and alerted her superior. She also notified Sparks, Detective Sparks Chief Turner, and JCPD Captain Kevin Peters of her intention to build a case against Vo that went beyond ammunition.
Yeah, yes.
Dahl's boss suggested she initiate a meeting with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, but it never happened because the agent she was supposed to meet with caught COVID. Now,
Get a different agent.
Did he really catch COVID?
Wait 2 weeks and then go fucking see him.
Well, I don't know if he ever got COVID.
Well,
because I think that it's very likely that could have been just an excuse to cancel a meeting, because Dahl claims that Chief Turner called her on the day the meeting was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Irate that she seemingly went behind his back to set up the meeting with the TBI. She told him she was doing all of this.
They suggested it.
Her boss did at the attorney's office.
Okay.
At the state's attorney's office.
Her boss suggested it, and she did what she was told to do. So what the hell do you have to be irate about, sir?
He's feeling a little too big for his britches, I think, because he has nothing to do.
You don't say, Michael?
With the
white man in power. He's like a little too drunk on his own. Drunk on his own power. No shit.
He claimed she dared to do this without his, quote, permission.
I don't need your permission,
The
guy.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is a state agency. You work for a fucking county.
I don't need your permission, sir.
On December 8th, Dahl met with Turner to review the case she was building. In that meeting, Dahl told Turner about her concerns about the mounting evidence against Vo, including another woman who came forward with a rape accusation, and informed him that the ammunition charge was not worth pursuing given the seriousness of the other potential crimes.
Yeah, fuck the bullets. Who cares? Who cares at this point about that? And what are all these guys' problem? Why in what under the sun? What under whatever God or whatever you believe in? What in the name of that? Why would you or anyone want to stifle an investigation that clearly has legs, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Clear as day. There's about a centipede's fucking worth of legs going on over here.
They go all the way to the floor.
Yeah. And everybody's like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I have some quotes. I have some quotes that are coming up later. I don't know if you will ever have been as mad in your life.
This doesn't even make sense, though.
It sure doesn't. However,
unless they're all a part of it.
There's some stuff we don't know. There's some stuff we don't know. Dahl continued to push her own investigation forward and found at least 10 victims and was able to recognize a pattern.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's put this guy in cuffs. Let's go.
Dahl's theory was that Vo would buy girls drinks or give them coke, and then convince them back to his condo. Once there, they would fall unconscious and awaken later to discover they had been sexually assaulted and or raped.
Oh, great. Okay, so it's another Christie
Yes.
in Marcella.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
One victim told Dahl this infuriating story. On June 2nd, 2020, she woke up after having been sexually assaulted in Vo's condo. She ran downstairs and came face to face with JCPD officers in the lobby of the building.
Okay.
She was screaming and in extreme distress when she got to the lobby. She also wasn't wearing any shoes.
Okay.
What would you do if you were a cop in that situation?
How about what would I do if I was just a person in the lobby?
Yeah.
I would have rushed up to her, asked her if she needed help, if she was okay, if she was safe, and what could I do to help her. I'm not an officer of the law. Yeah. I'm just a human person.
Well, I should have stopped you to not even bother answering because the cops didn't do that or even what you think they should have done.
Did they even address it?
Instead of taking the woman to the hospital to get any sort of medical attention and to have a rape kit
If
done,
you tell me they fucking arrested her for like disorderly conduct or something, I swear to you, I'm going to smash every single thing in this room because this is outrageous and I'm sorry, but this is getting right under my skin.
They drove her to her parents' house.
What?
Didn't take an official statement, didn't follow up with her after, and didn't even attempt to get a statement from Vo. The apartment she literally just ran out of. They didn't even bother to talk to him about it.
What is going on?
They just drove her home and said,
what is going on
okay,
in
you're
Tennessee?
Home now. In this fucking town.
Do we have Tennessee on our list? Hey, listen, if anybody listens in Tennessee, what is going on down there? What is going on down there? Do women just not count as actual people, or what is happening?
It does not seem like it, because some of the things that were said to Dahl in the course of this, I can't, how do you, okay. In July 2021, which was after Dahl was no longer with the U.S. Attorney's Office, which I promise we're still going to get to, she uncovered 2 more potential victims of Vo, including one woman who died in a single car crash in Elizabethton, Tennessee, which is a town about 10 miles away from Johnson City.
Okay.
She was last seen alive with Vo.
Jesus.
On the night of the crash, the woman allegedly called one of her sisters in, quote, extreme emotional distress, but the sister couldn't really understand what she was saying because she was incoherent at that point.
Oh, no, God.
2 days after the woman died, one of her sisters contacted the JCPD about her connection to Vo, concerned she may have been drugged and or sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
But was told the JCPD didn't have jurisdiction because she died in Elizabethton, despite the alleged assault. It doesn't matter.
The assault happened in your jurisdiction.
Correct.
So why are we passing the buck? It doesn't matter if I get stabbed in Providence and I crawl over the line and half my body's in Cranston.
Yeah.
What difference does that make?
Well, that's like that show, the what was it, the tunnel or the bridge, something like that, where a killer left a body like dead on the imaginary line separating countries to try to confuse the jurisdiction.
Listen,
it's a good show.
Get the fuck out of here.
As if all of this didn't make you angry enough, that still isn't going to prepare you for some of these quotes.
Well, I'm boiling as it is, so let's try it, I guess, and see what happens, because I'm so fucking sick. I know I'm swearing a lot too this episode. I really don't care. If you don't like it, turn it off. I'm so sick to death of violence against women, women's rights being stripped of them, and just being treated like just so inconsequential in society.
And this is why this story is important. And if people don't like swearing, imagine, you don't have to imagine, you do, living in a world where this shit is real.
Yeah.
This happens.
Imagine being
I'm
a woman.
sorry you can't hear the word fuck without blushing, but this is outrageous.
Maybe you should talk about, if you can't handle that, maybe you shouldn't even think about all the millions of rapes that happen every single day to people that, can't defend themselves or freeze up or drugged. Like, it's outrageous.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm so fucking fed up. Like, I'm sick to my stomach now.
Yeah. While Dahl was investigating the case, she claims that Turner and other JCPD officers downplayed the claims of sexual assault. Shocking of all shocks. In a meeting with Turner and JCPD Captain Peters on December 8th, 2021, Dahl remembers Turner saying the names on the list found in Vo's condo, quote, are not for sure in that regard, regardless of what he wrote in the notebook.
It says
Even
raped on top of it.
Yeah, but not for sure in that regard.
If he wrote, I stole this shit, and then listed a bunch of shit that he stole, they would go, oh my God.
We should find this stuff.
He definitely stole all this stuff. For sure, 100%.
Regardless of what he wrote this is still a quote, regardless of what he wrote in the notebook, even the list, I don't know if that's girls he's raped or girls he's had consensual sex with and calls it whatever he calls it.
What?
Nobody
calls consensual sex rape, you fucking maniac.
All I know is there's a piece of paper with some names on it. That's the
what
quote.
What if, like, your daughter's name was on it, sir? Yeah. Would you then think that maybe this guy was going to either already caused her harm or maybe intends to? Would then, because it's someone related to you, all of a sudden, would it hold credence at that point?
At that point, it might. You know
what if he was raping men and not women?
I mean, then they would care even less.
You think?
Well,
do you think? Or I don't know, man.
Well, if he's raping straight men, who knows?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking, what if he's just, like, snatching dudes off the street, just regular old guys?
Then one and done. It'd be over.
I mean, they'd go out there with fucking the SWAT team, a helicopter would land on top of his apartment. Yeah. You know, they'd Mission Impossible, somebody would swing on one of those, what do you call those, a grappling hook into his fucking condo and rappel him down the building straight to prison.
Now, Turner seems awfully confused of these names on this paper and what do you do and how do you know this is real? Fucking investigate.
How about just
you piece of shit.
Contact some of these women and ask them if they've been How about
it's real simple.
Here's a crazy idea, Mike. How about like take a look at the people who've already come in and thrown this guy's name into the ring and said, this man sexually assaulted me, and see if any of those people happen to magically be on this guy's list of women that he's raped.
Weird.
Oh, I don't know. There's I mean, hey, I didn't go to the academy, Mike, you know? So I don't have a badge and a certificate. Do you know what I mean? But holy hell, I mean, it just came to me. Just, I plucked that one out of the air.
Yeah, it's,
out of the ether, you know? With no training, imagine.
You're above average in intelligence anyway, but like you get these brain flashes.
I mean, wow. I mean, holy shit. I should probably call Mensa and see if they'll let me run the place.
It's like being on a podcast with Einstein.
Jesus Christ, these people.
Dahl remembers Turner and Peters practically mocking accusers and expressing doubt about the women's credibility. Peters reportedly mocked the looks of a victim.
Are you kidding me?
Like she couldn't have been raped.
Oh, she couldn't have been raped. Look at her. She's a dog or something.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, this is...
I'm rubbing my forehead because...
This is a police captain.
I feel like there's a vein...
Yeah.
That's popping out that if I don't try to push it back in...
This is the chief of police and a captain. Yeah.
It's going to burst, Michael.
Dahl said one of the investigators
told... Well, he should obviously be kicked out of his office. Half of them should be kicked out. More than half, probably.
Dahl said one investigator told her that in their 20 years as a police officer, they've, quote...
Don't you dare say... Never proven. There's never been a rape.
Only encountered one real rape.
You're full of shit. You shit bag.
And she said another officer said of the first victim, quote, you can see her on the security footage and she's dressed like a real, well, I won't say it. That's a
slut?
Quote. Yeah.
Oh, he said,
I won't say it. But he's implying, obviously, that she was, quote, asking for it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I've said it on this podcast before.
It doesn't matter.
A woman could be walking down the street fully naked. That does not give you any right to do anything to that woman.
No.
Oh,
I don't care that you can't control yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with what I choose to wear or not wear on my body. If I didn't like the t-shirt that you had on, and so I decide to baseball bat your fucking head in.
Yeah.
And I go, he was asking for it. I don't like that t-shirt he's wearing.
Right.
Oh, my Lord. They'd hang me from the gallows.
Yeah, they're saying that a Trump supporter, if I'm wearing a Medicare for All shirt, which I have, A Trump supporter could beat me up or worse because of the way I was dressed. That's the same justification that you're using to allow for this violence. Or I can go beat
the shit out of someone with a "Let's Go Brandon" fucking shirt,
stupid ass
and I can crack them over the head with whatever object I choose to, and I can use the defense. Well, look at the way he's dressed. He was asking for it.
It doesn't.
Are you kidding me? No.
Okay, now this might be the worst one.
Oh my God! It can't get any worse than this. This is a whole ass town conspiracy against women.
At another time, an investigator said to Dahl, "Well, Kat," and of course, uses the diminutive of her first name rather than U.S. Attorney Dahl or Ms. Dahl or colleague.
Catherine or, whatever her first name is, right? Katerina, whatever.
Well, Kat, if you're so invested in developing this case, go have a drink and let Vo pick you up and take you back to his place. We'll come get you in an hour.
What? What? Holy Mother of God, Mary, Mother of Jesus.
Yep.
Hail Mary, full of fucking grace. Are you kidding me?
I wish I was.
Each and every single one of these trash bags should be, first of all, prosecuted for any and everything that anybody could come up with that they would be able to make stick at all.
Yep.
Even a smidge of a stick.
Yep.
I don't even care. Get them in there. Mm-hmm. Not that anything will happen, but hey, at least we'll make an effort.
Hey, if you send cops into a jail full of people they've put there.
Well, first of all, they're never going to make it to jail, Michael. Let's face facts. You're being naive.
That's true. Yep.
They should all be... Let's take them out in the ocean and just throw them in the water and leave them there and see if they make it back.
That is a good point that you make. In the middle of a story of how the system is completely broken down, I'm like, they'll go to jail.
Yeah, let's put them in jail with the criminals that they put there and let those guys enact justice. You know what? I'm for that.
Yeah.
But we have to get them to the jail first, Mike.
Stupid. I'm so...
You big dummy.
Yeah. So naive.
Lamont, you big dummy. Oh, that was before you were born, Michael. Sorry.
Well, I was just born 2 weeks ago, so most things are.
Sanford and Son. Boy, did I have a crush on Lamont when I was a kid.
Fed up, Dahl decided... Weird that she got fed up by all of this.
I mean, I don't understand how she made it this far without absolutely blowing her top.
Yeah.
Hey, this is why... I think I said this before, where like in middle school, they give you those like assessment tests that are supposed to analyze your strengths, weaknesses, personality traits, and then tell you like what businesses like you should go into.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
No, I saw it on all of the cartoons I watched growing up. I was so excited to do it, and then we never did it.
So we did it, and it came up with, for me, lawyer.
Yeah.
Which I definitely wanted to be a prosecutor at one point.
Yep. A real Nancy Grace.
I would have been, well, the liberal.
Minus the politics.
The liberal Nancy Grace. Police officer, which I was like, I'm a little on the small side to be walking the beat, right? Or like detective, which...
Social justice warrior.
Just like social justice warrior or like social worker.
Yeah.
Which I also couldn't do because God forbid I had a case where a child was harmed or something, and then I go and just vigilante kick in the fucking doors. So would those have been perfect careers for me? And this is why I'm just like a frustrated like social justice warrior. I just have a podcast that I do from my living room that isn't making a difference for anyone and actually kind of goes up my ass because I would love to just put bad guys away forever. Yes. But also, I would not be able to comport myself, I don't think, with dignity and grace.
We've talked about it.
I just can't do it. I just can't. My passions would run amok, and I would end up on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I'd be a criminal. I'd end up being a criminal.
Yeah, if you were a social worker for like family services
I
kind of
couldn't
stuff,
do it.
You wouldn't make it through the first 2 hours of your first
not.
day.
No, I wouldn't. I would not be able to do it. It would break me, and then I would go on a spree, and that's it.
So, fed up, Dahl decided to proceed with the felon in possession of ammunition charge against Vo in April 2021 because something.
Are they going to put him in jail for 2 months, or whatever? Some minor fucking charge.
Well, it gets worse.
Don't.
Not as bad as,
Don't grin/grimace at me over the top of the computer because I'm not in the mood for this right now.
He was indicted under seal And a warrant was issued on April 13th.
Why under seal? Why is
Hold
this
on.
guy's name
Hold on.
redacted?
That's
Why is
not what
everything
that
under
means.
seal?
That's
okay,
not what
but
that means.
what?
Because he wasn't a fugitive, the JCPD's Special Investigative Squad was tasked with serving the federal warrant. Now, if he had been on the run and they needed to track him down, the feds would have served this warrant. But because they knew where he was, they let the special task force at the local level serve the warrant.
Okay.
Dahl claims that she had asked Sparks and the SIS, the Special Investigative Squad, to serve the warrant as many as 30 times over the next few weeks, and the department just wasn't acting.
What?
Here is a warrant to arrest somebody.
I've
Here is
gotten
the
permission.
prosecuting
First of all,
attorney.
I've gotten permission to serve this warrant,
Yeah.
which there has to be probable cause to even get a warrant signed in the first place.
Right.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done my due diligence. Here's the warrant. Let's go shake this fucking guy down.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can find, what evidence we can dig up, and let's nail this guy to the fucking wall. Who's with me?
Not
Crickets?
them. Yeah.
Crickets.
Not them. Finally, on May 5th, 2021, the police finally, and yes, I repeated myself, tried to execute the warrant.
Yeah.
3 officers.
What do you mean tried?
Well, I'll tell you.
There is no try, only do, Michael.
I appreciate the effort, and
And I know you're going to correct me and say that I did it wrong, and I don't care.
I know.
You're lucky I even went that far.
I know. Do or do not. There is no try.
Whatever.
3 officers, all named but redacted in Dahl's lawsuit, went to Vo's condo and asked him to open the door because they had a warrant for his arrest. Now, they should not have done that because people indicted under seal should not be notified. That's the under seal part.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You just pick them up? You don't know? What does that mean? Shouldn't be notified. You get notified when you're not going to...
You don't say, I'm here to arrest you for this federal warrant. You say, open the door, we're the police.
Who gives a shit? As soon as you announce yourself, the guy's either going to try to hide stuff, flush stuff down the toilet, run out the back door. It doesn't matter if you go, hey, I got a warrant, or hey, we just want to talk to you.
Hey,
either way...
I didn't make the rules. Them's just the rules.
It doesn't make sense.
Naturally, Vo refused to leave his condo and he wasn't arrested.
He just refused.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If I ever get in trouble for anything, I'm just going to refuse.
Yeah.
They're going to go, woo, pull over. And I'm going to go, I refuse. I prefer not to.
You have one disadvantage to that strategy. I'll let you figure out what it is.
Yeah.
The 3 officers left and Vo fled the next day and is on the run.
Yeah.
The lawsuit states, quote, Vo's unlawful flight was possible only because of intentional and reckless misconduct by officers John Doe 1 through 3.
No. Why are they John Does?
Their names got redacted.
Why?
Because I told you they were. I don't know.
Why, Michael? Why redact? Put it out there. Put it out there for everyone to see.
Because they're not currently on administrative leave. They're active duty officers, which is mind-blowing.
I'm trying to keep it like at a level that's manageable, but I'll tell you what, my insides are just engulfed in flames right now. Like I'm burning hot.
Yeah. On May 11th, I told you this was...
You said infuriating, and I was like, I'm always infuriated. What is he talking about? I'm literally like a hot lava volcano. It's in my upper chest, like where your sternum is, all the way like into my throat. Yeah. It's like agita, only rage. Do you know what I mean?
Ragita.
It's ragita.
It's new.
It's new. Yeah, it's fine. You guys can use that.
Next week's episode brought to you by
Ragita by Claustrofrowne.
Okay. On May 11th, Dahl broke chain of command and made a report with an agent at the local FBI field office regarding her concern over the JCPD.
Yeah.
Turner found out about that as well as Dahl's continuing investigation, which he claimed was outside her scope.
Scope this, bitch.
She had...
Scope this. Yeah. And I'm pointing to my crotch. Like, you know, the X, like those wrestlers, they used to do that fucking X, like, suck it. Yeah. Scope this, you MFer.
Oh, the 90s. She had been brought on to prosecute firearm and drug trafficking crimes, not rapes, was his claim.
It's okay, but you know what? Why don't you go do your job and let me do mine? How about that? Because you obviously suck at your job, and I'm crushing it over here,
Yeah.
and you're literally holding me back.
Despite telling Dahl that her contract would be extended in May, on June 25th, Turner told her that her job would be terminated in less than a week.
Due to?
She would only be retained until such time that she was able to transfer her pending cases to other prosecutors.
On what grounds?
I will tell you. Dahl demanded a meeting with Turner to discuss why she was being let go. And on June 29th, the two met in person for Turner to tell Dahl that she was being fired for not being responsive in her communicating with his officers.
No! What? That's all she's been doing is communicating with these fuckwits who can't get their shit together enough to not screw up every single thing they touch.
Yeah. Dahl immediately denied this and asked several officers she regularly worked with if they had any complaints about her communication. None of them had any issues with her.
No, of course they don't. Because what are they going to say? Because everything is on record. She probably has meticulous... If I had to guess, Mike...
Yeah.
Maybe she's a Libra, but she probably has meticulous notes on every single time she spoke to anybody, handed them a report, contacted them, what interactions they had. I bet she's got emails.
Yeah, she's probably
got phone records and texts. So what are they going to say? Oh, she doesn't communicate with us? Oh, really? Because I have a fucking trapper keeper full of evidence that would prove you wrong, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure she does that just for the job anyway.
Yeah.
But when shit started to go left
I'm sure she started documenting stuff.
Everything. Before she filed the civil lawsuit, Dahl filed whistleblower disclosures with the U.S. Department of Justice's Office of the Inspector General and the Criminal Division of the Public Integrity Section.
Yeah, go straight to the top.
Forget
these guys.
Urging them to investigate the JCPD and her termination. Now, it's a good thing she did that. I'm almost to the end, so I'm going to jump ahead slightly.
Right over these idiots.
There is a fund, a legal defense fund, set up at this whistleblower office. They are taking on her representation, and they specialize just in whistleblower cases. So she has like the best.
Good. Oh, great. Okay,
the best positioning. They've agreed to take on her case. So that's jumping ahead.
Well, they probably
bit,
heard this and went slam dunk.
Yeah,
what? We'll take that. Sure.
We're almost at the end, but that's a little jump ahead. Protests. So that's the main story. It's
of course you know why this isn't a bigger story.
Yeah.
I think we all could figure that out if we just put our little heads together, Mike. You know, what do you think, Mike? Maybe a little dash of police corruption, maybe a little save my own skin, maybe a little, you know what I mean?
Well, and
maybe a little just apathy. How about laziness, incompetence on the job, right? Just sprinkle that.
No accountability for cops in the past 300 years.
Yeah.
Protests, though, have started outside the Johnson City Hall, with those gathered demanding the suspension.
They'll probably those protesters will probably get pushed to the ground if they're elderly, you know, shot with rubber bullets and arrested for exercising their constitutional rights. First Amendment rights.
It's only a protest when you're storming a building. It's a riot if you're standing outside that building.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Those are the rules.
Right.
The main
You're
demand,
storming the Capitol. You're exercising your First Amendment rights and should not be coerced, harassed, harangued in any type of way, molested, or impeded upon. Right? Yeah. Okay.
The main demand is the suspension of Chief Turner.
First start.
Yeah.
Let's start there and work our way down, shall we? Like a nice little domino effect.
Yeah. At one protest, roughly 40 people lined the road outside of City Hall.
Not enough, but okay.
It's a smallish town. Outside of City Hall, and held signs with messages calling for the investigation of rapes, justice for the victims, and for the JCPD to do better for the community.
Hashtag do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several drivers honked their horns in support as they passed, while a few yelled insults or flashed a middle finger in disapproval.
Of course they did. Let me guess who. Is it the family of the accused officers, Michael?
Yeah.
Probably.
If you are a thin blue line person. How can you hear all of this shit and still be a thin blue line person?
Well, that's a question
Brainwashing.
for the ages.
Brainwashing.
That is like saying, what's our purpose on the planet? What are the secrets of the cosmos, Michael? You'll never find the answer to that. You'll never find the answer. Because you know why? There's not one available.
Johnson City announced it will be requesting a third-party investigation into the allegations, but that an internal investigation has not determined any of the allegations to be founded thus far.
You can't have the people doing the crimes or whatever you want to call. I call these crimes.
Yeah.
I call this crimes.
Yeah.
Okay? Crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
All right? I don't care. Call it what you want. You can't have the people doing the crimes investigating the crimes, because then they're going to say that there's no crimes, and they're going to get away with doing the crimes, Michael. I don't know if you...
That's a very confusing web. I don't know.
Very convoluted.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can understand how that works out there. I mean, come the fuck on.
That was according to the city manager of Johnson City.
Okay, well, the city manager can also suck it.
This story is still obviously ongoing, with many pieces still unknown, but we will keep following it. And update you as more information is revealed. For now, that was the story of Kateri Dahl versus the Johnson City Police Department.
I want a t-shirt with this chick's face on it.
Yeah, she's everybody protect this woman.
She is a pioneer.
Yeah, she's a certified badass.
Bitch.
Yeah, certified badass for sure.
Taking these people on because she's doing the right. This isn't like she's not taking it on because ego.
Yeah.
Okay. No. You know, it's none of that. She's taking it on because she swore an oath to serve and protect. Okay.
Yeah.
Citizens on patrol, Michael.
Yeah. The same she swore to uphold the same constitution that these pieces of shit are not.
Exactly. And so she's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I applaud this woman. If there's some way that I can support her, I don't know if there's anything or any way to like support her and let her know that, hey, we might not be in Tennessee, but we're right behind you, lady. You know, 100%, 1,000%.
Might be able to donate to the whistleblower fund.
Yeah, let's do something like that in the name of the podcast, because I'll tell you what, we need more people like her.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say more women like her. We need more people like her in general.
Yes.
In general. Just do what you're supposed to do. And if you don't want to do the job that you signed up for willingly, this isn't like I was broke and I needed to take a job at the Walmart to feed my kids.
Right.
Do I like the job? No, I hate it, but it's a necessity. You chose to go into this profession. You had to go to school.
You thought it would be so cool.
You had to take classes. You had to, you know what I mean? Enroll and invest. This isn't something that you did like spur of the moment out of desperation. Okay?
Yeah.
You planned this.
Yep.
You knew what you were in for. If you then don't want to uphold those responsibilities, I suggest gently, suggest that you go find another fucking job.
Yeah.
That you are willing to put the work in, you know? Just accomplish what you signed up to do for the day.
Yeah. I mean,
if it's overwhelming, guess what? Take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Just drop the pretense and just go be a proud boy or an oath keeper like you want to be. And just uphold the patriarchy and the white male nonsense that you're so clearly enamored with. You think using like
it's like good old boys club, like you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on in that, like in South Carolina is okay. I'm sorry to say this, South Carolina, but I don't know what the hell is going on down there. Okay, but it seems to be like a general area of the country that shit's just going, I would say, left.
It's
going right.
Way right.
We're going to have to make up a new catchphrase. Like, oh, shit's gone left. No, shit's gone right.
Yeah.
Shit's gone right. And it's alarming.
Yeah.
But also baffling at the same time.
It's the problem is that it's all happening at the same time. And that's how something this ridiculous, this outrageous, this explosive
this is egregious.
has made
if I've
no headlines.
If I've ever used the word egregious in my life, I take them all back to save it for this one story. This is the most egregious thing.
Yeah. I have only been able to find one paper reporting on this, and it's the Johnson
City.
City.
Yeah, because they're not going to put this out there. They don't want people seeing this shit show.
And actually,
this is a total shit show.
Local papers are doing much better reporting these days than the stupid national ones. Like the Washington Post is fucking up left and right, New York Times. But like the Indianapolis Star is breaking a lot of the stories, especially about like the 10-year-old girl rape victim who had to get the abortion. Like when everybody else is like, well, there's no evidence that exists. They're like, hello, we were in the room when the fucking rapist was indicted.
Yeah, what are you
This is very real.
About?
So support local journalism, not national journalism, because national journalism is fucked beyond repair.
Yeah.
But we may be able to save some of it if we can get enough pockets of local people looking into stuff. But boy, oh boy, this is
I'm spent. I don't.
Yeah, this is.
I'm gonna sit here and ponder this all day now and just be absolutely.
I've been thinking about this for over a week. So.
Well, you've been torturing me with it for over a week. Going, you're gonna be furious. You are gonna be furious.
Was I wrong?
No, you're absolutely correct.
The only way I could have been wrong is that furious isn't strong enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally boiling.
Yeah.
But can I say I'm surprised?
Nope.
I'm not surprised. Which is in itself sickening and sad as fuck. That we're like not surprised by this.
Yeah, I mean,
this should be like everyone in the world should be flabbergasted, outrageous at this.
Yeah,
and yet we're all just so used to this kind of BS that it's not surprising anymore. What happens when things like this stop being surprising?
They keep happening.
Everybody just gets complacent.
Yeah,
it gets glossed over.
Right.
And nothing gets done about it because we're all just so used to it. It's kind of just a way of life now. No, it's not a way of life.
Here's a question. How many mass shootings have there been in this calendar year?
I mean, don't even.
The answer is I don't know anymore.
100? Probably more.
There's more than days of the year so far. There's been more mass shootings. The fact that I don't know the exact number.
3?
Correct.
Maybe?
The fact that I don't know the exact number and that only
maybe
3, 5 have made national headlines.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
How many have made international? Even less.
Yeah. Probably. So don't get complacent. You hear this story. This is the kind of thing that's supposed to make you take 2 steps back because you're so what is happening? I need to sit down if I'm standing up when I hear this story.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. This is the kind of stuff.
It's like a punch in the gut.
Yeah. And being deep into true crime, you get a little callous over to some of the details and stuff, but you can't be.
No.
This is.
I mean, some stuff still.
These
just
are
hits
real
you.
people on that list of raped of those 23 women. They're real people.
Yeah.
One of them is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
The rest of them have to live with it.
And again, if you're going to be complacent and you go, well,
And he's just out there.
Just imagine that's your daughter's name on there, your wife, your sister, your grandmother, your mother, a friend.
Just a fellow human being.
Just a human. But if you're one of those people that if it's not in some way connected to you, you don't feel that empathy, well, imagine that it is connected to you and that somebody found that. And, it's your child and the cops go, well, there's no proof. I mean, maybe he just calls sex rape.
Right.
Oh, is that what we're doing now?
How about you ask him?
Is that what we're doing now? We're going to pretend that if we just swap these words and make them, this isn't like reclaiming the word bitch. Like, hey, bitch. Yeah. Ooh, bitch, you look good, bitch. This isn't that.
Right.
We can't swap sex and rape.
Yeah.
Okay? Because then what's going to happen is every rapist out there is going to call it, oh, we just had sex.
Right.
And then people are going to go, well, the two are interchangeable. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
No, the fuck they're not.
No,
the fuck they're not.
It's outrageous. It's infuriating.
It's sickening. It's sickening. And I'm so sorry that for everybody listening, this is such a downer, but holy shit, how important we need to get the word out for this.
It's that kind of thing. And it's I've heard similar things about this abortion stuff, especially about the 10-year-old.
Right.
And conservatives fake pearl clutching, like, oh, I can't stand to hear the details of this. We can't talk about. No. She fucking experienced this.
Right.
She has to live with this for the rest of her life.
So you're going to hear about it.
The least you can do is hear about it.
Right.
And understand.
Because this is 99% your fault that these things are happening. So you're going to at least have to hear about it.
Yeah.
Oh, clutch my fucking pearls. So sorry if that makes you uncomfortable.
If the part of abortion stories that offend you, especially in the case of rape or incest or any of the quote-unquote exceptions that some people are willing to make, fuck off. But if you get offended and squeamish about the medical side of it.
Imagine someone holding you down and doing it to you.
Yeah.
So don't talk to me about squeamish. I don't want to hear it. Buck up, little Sallies. Okay? Put your britches on.
How about
pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
How about you be a man and man up? Toughen up. Like, I hate that stupid phrase because it's meaningless. But
it's so stupid, but
if you are a man and you're supposed to be tough, man up and listen to this.
Right.
That makes you, ooh.
Oh, well, then hand in your man card, or I guess. I don't know.
You're the same fucking people saying, it's just a word. What's offending you about what's just a word? What? I'm just saying a word.
Oh, why can't I say the N-word? It's just a word. Why does it offend you? Oh, but you can't even, if I say, oh, I have my period. Oh, my God, lady problems. How disgusting. Don't tell me about it. It's like, grow the fuck up. Would you please?
Yeah.
Grow up.
Well,
hey, by the way, we all also poop. Just in case you guys didn't know that. Grow up, guys. Like, you know.
Do better, be better.
Do better, be better.
Grow
try
the fuck up.
I'd say try your best.
But best isn't good.
Try a little bit. Maybe let's start there. We don't want to overwhelm anybody. Let's just take baby steps.
I think that
you don't have to jump right into the pool, Mike. Just dip your toe in, test the water a little bit.
That'll be our
Get used to it.
That'll be our first shirt.
What?
Do better, be better, grow the fuck up.
Well.
Yeah, before this turns into a 2-hour
on that note,
episode.
Let me get away from this story, and I don't even know what I'm going to do to shake this off. I'm going to have to fucking come up with something.
Yep, we'll have to
put on a bunch of ragey music and just slam around the house like I'm in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
I'm sure my downstairs neighbor was going to be real pleased with me after today.
You do what you got to do.
Well, fuck these guys all together as one, and actually individually as well.
Yep.
And
whether they want it or not, right?
Yeah, well, they're gonna get it. I'm gonna give it to them. They just don't know they want it yet.
Yeah.
Something about the way they're dressed really makes me want to fucking give it to them.
Yeah, they're dressed like strippers.
They are dressed like. Well, it's not my fault you guys are dressed like strippers. I mean, you guys were asking for it.
You walk around like that.
In public, you're asking
around children?
For it. Oh, Lord. Well, Mike, let me get the frig out of here because I am about to lose my mind.
As we smash the segue, please follow us on the socials at MAF Podcast Show.
Do.
On Twitter and Instagram. Email us your commiserations on how ridiculous this story is. Yeah. And if in your journeys you come across more information, especially if you're in Tennessee and you see some
link
local
us
reporting,
to it. Send it to us.
Yeah, you can DM us or email us at mafpodcastshow@gmail.com. Follow the YouTube, Murder Amongst Friends podcast.
And also, if you guys in other states or even in other countries have something that's going on in your town that the local or the major news media is not picking up and you want to try to bring awareness to it, we're not the hugest of podcasts, but hey, every little bit helps, you know what they say, Mike, no publicity is bad publicity. So send us some stories, send us some information if you want to get your story out there. Maybe something has happened to you and nobody's doing anything about it. Let us know, man. We'll definitely at least try to bring some light to it and do what we can to help. Or if there's something we can try to donate to, let us know.
The longest journey starts with a single step.
Okay. With that, I will say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.